It is 10:23 a.m. in Tallinn, Estonia. I'm still here on vacation, at least for a few more days. I'll head back on Tuesday. But yeah, things are very nice here. One of the things I want to do today is the Saturday Share the Love Club, and what I want to share the love for is global basketball. And one of the things that I've noticed while I've been here in Estonia for 10 days is that not a lot of people wear basketball gear or any kind of sporting gear at all. There's nobody really kind of wearing like shirts for like their favorite football team or basketball or whatever. It's just not normal apparel for a common. There are kids that wear like Nike and Vans and things like that, but nothing really like team oriented. I think I saw one kid wearing a Lakers thing one day, and that was it. But nobody really wearing a lot of basketball stuff around here. Now, the one thing I have seen like crazy here is basketball hoops. There are hoops all over the place here in Tallinn and also across the Estonian countryside. It's very interesting. We're driving around this week and we're out in the middle of the countryside and there's nothing but like old medieval barns and stuff like that. And then boom, there'll be a hoop just in the middle of nowhere. We went to these ruins, like this old church ruins where whatchamacallit, nuns and priests and monks used to live in this church. And my grandfather hid out in the ruins of it during World War II from different people to try and not get caught. But right next to these ruins, there were a couple kids playing basketball, shooting the hoops up. And it was really kind of surreal and weird to see because, you know, there's the old medieval history, this old down church for where nuns and monks used to be like hundreds of years ago doing stuff. And now there's the basketball hoop right next to it with some kids taking long shots and shooting and all that kind of stuff. It never failed. Like even in the old town where I am right now, which is the old medieval fortified walled city of Tallinn, there are hoops inside the old town where there's like cobblestone roads and it's very uneven concrete surfaces and stuff. But still, there are basketball hoops everywhere here. So obviously the sport is popular to play and shoot around on. So I like that. And I know that there's a great Estonian national teams, men's and women's, that compete in international basketball competitions. So basketball is strong here in Estonia. Hopefully they'll get more players that are good, like Martin Mirsap, and he will more that would join the NBA at some point. But of course, basketball is growing crazy, crazy well in Canada right now, especially now with the new addition of the WNBA team this week, and also new stuff like the CBL developing the last couple of years. And also, you know, the more and more NBA players from Canada being more successful around the NBA league. The global league is here, and the United States, you're on notice that if you don't start training your players better fundamentally, well, the rest of the world's going to pass you. And the American players won't be the dominant players in the league. It's already kind of changing like this. Well, last night we saw a player from Slovenia go off and win a game with a game-winning shot to take game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Luka Doncic, big-time shot for the Mavs, winning the game against the Timberwolves on the Timberwolves court once again. This is crazy. Dallas up 2-0, winning both games in Minnesota. Wow, wow, wow. I'm telling you, this is serious stuff. And Danny Green after the game saying, well, the experience of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic matters in this matchup versus the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves may be more talented in certain ways. They may be bigger in certain ways, but it don't matter if the guys that are on the other side know how to win better. And that's kind of what's going on here with Dallas and Minnesota so far in this series. Is that Luka is one of these guys that'll do crazy big shots to win games, and Kyrie knows how to like control games. That's the thing. Kyrie Irving on the down low is one of those tempo setters, floor generals that really kind of controls a lot of aspects of the game that you don't realize, and until it's too late. And part of the problem here is that the Timberwolves are not shooting well. Anthony Edwards has for being such a golden boy and being the future of the NBA, well, he's really sucked in this series so far. And Karl Anthony Towns is not playing well either. And well, that's part of the problem. They need some of their main guys to step up and go above and beyond for the Timberwolves to get right in this series. Right now, it's looking bad, real bad. So it seems like Dallas Boston finals, and in some ways I don't like that. In some ways it's not the two teams I'd like to be there. I'd like the other two teams to be there if that's possible, but they got to get their act together real quick. Jaden McDaniels 1 for 6, 2 points. What are you doing, my guy? Help. Naz Reid, the best player for the Timberwolves off the bench, sixth man of the year, 23 points. 8 of 13 shooting, 7 of 9 from 3. Wow, Naz Reid really kind of helping them carry them for a while. They were actually winning in the fourth, and the Mavericks came back and won the game by the end of the game. That's just too sad. Too bad and too sad. So 5 years ago on this day was the day we were going to play the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals and close that series out. So, yeah, this is a 5-year anniversary of the Raptors winning the Eastern Conference Finals and going to the finals against the Golden State Warriors. So if you want to relive that day, go to the community tab on this YouTube channel, and you can watch my little spiel. I have to try and get tickets for my boss at the convenience store the day of the game for that game, and I'm talking to scalpers and people that day. But yeah, it's always fun to check in on the Kensington Variety VIP Club from 5 years ago and during our championship season and see what old Lex was doing during our championship run. But yeah, today is the date that we closed out the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals 5 years ago today. And yeah, went on to get the golden ticket to play Golden State in the finals and ultimately win. So yeah, we're getting real close to actual 5-year to the date anniversary of the Raptors winning the championship. We love that day for sure. All right, let's go look at the Instagram stories. We start off with Mr. New York City. He's saying a happy birthday to Keontae George, his teammate from K-State. So happy birthday to Keontae from Marquise Noel yesterday. Also, Marquise is getting something sent to him from Affluent Apparel. And they had not sent anything to Canada yet, so they're sending something to him, and they've covered up his address so that he doesn't get in trouble. DeMar DeRozan with his daughter. I'm pretty sure that may be DR, but that may be the younger daughter. I'm not sure which daughter that is, but he says he's twinning with his daughter. And DeMar, of course, is getting a lot of acclaim for his Dinners with DeMar right now from all kinds of different people on that great series about mental health. Really good work by him. Slim Duck has posted, "Stay focused, dog." Yeah, man. Slim Duck's in a confusing place right now, but I know through it all the confusion and chaos, he's going to be fine. He's going to figure it out. He's been through chaotic times in his life already, and he knows that they will pass, and he will get through it. Yeah, let's see what else he's doing. He's training for vacation. This is funny. There's like clips of this guy at the gym, and he's just like waiting. He's putting his bag on the running belt and acting like he's getting it off the conveyor belt at the airport, and then he's sitting and waiting, and then practicing giving his ticket. That's kind of funny. Miles Burns saying, "Because you look good," he added a picture and put it on his Instagram stories. Okay. Emmanuel Quickley is at Top Shot. It looks like he's taking tee offs at Top Shot last night, it looks like 6 hours ago. All right, cool. Grady Dick is downtown Toronto at the F1 exhibition. He thinks it's amazing. It's super immersive. So yeah, there's an F1, the experience, or some F1, the exhibition in Toronto. So they're showing like F1 stuff. Like there's racing cars and racing simulators somewhere in Toronto right now, I'm guessing. So they're kind of getting the F1 brand into the Toronto market a little bit more. And Grady Dick went down there and checked it out, and he says he thinks it's super immersive. So go check out F1 exhibition in downtown Toronto. Dennis is at a basketball game, a EuroLeague game. Looks like it's Istanbul playing somebody. I don't know who exactly. He's thanking the EuroLeague for the courtside seats. Of course, they want them there. And then Dennis also did an article in a magazine in Germany recently, in an interview, talking about racism towards his family, him being a black man married to a white woman. And very interesting. He's trying to put on blast this cause in the German magazine, putting in more publicity on it and talking about their life experience as a interracial couple. And yeah, more power to him and the Schroeder family. I just wish them happiness and joy all the time. And yeah, good job doing that. And he's saying, we united, F racism, is what Dennis is saying this morning. Yeah, I like that. I like that message. Let's see, is there anybody else I should check out? I don't think there is. It looks like I've checked out all the Raptors Instagram stories for today. If you have a WNBA fantasy team in our WNBA fantasy league, you better be taking care of it. Right now, MK, the champ, has got a lead on me in our matchup. I don't like that. James is still leading Country Kong in their matchup. Morgan's still beating David. David better get going. Fiercey is dominating Cool Cat. Fiercey's like the best team in the league right now so far. And Kareem is beating Edmund. Edmund and Cool Cat are those two AFK managers. They just don't manage their teams. They show up and they draft and they do things in the beginning, but then they just don't do nothing after a little while, and that's too bad. So it is what it is. Apparently, the Sacramento Kings have tabled contract extension talks with Mike Brown. That there is a bit of a difference in what they think that he should be paid and what he thinks he should be paid. So there's a little bit of a difference there. All right, let's see. The birthday for today is Norman Powell's. Happy birthday to Norman Powell, NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors. He is turning, let's see, 30. Oh, that's 40. 30. He's 31. 30. No, that's not 31. 41. No, he's not 41. He's 10, 20, 30, 31. He's 31. Why did I not get that? Happy 31st birthday to Norman Powell of the Los Angeles Clippers. How about that? There you go. All right, so just looking kind of more at the news around the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton questionable for today's game against the Boston Celtics in Game 3. He has a sore hamstring. Let's see. Cavs say that they fired Bernie Bickerstaff or JB Bickerstaff because they need a new approach for their team. That's a cop-out. You know, honestly, I think that that's going to be one that they regret, seriously. Just like Milwaukee. They're going to regret that one. Cleveland going too quick on JB Bickerstaff. He's actually a really good coach. Bulls' Lonzo Ball has a rare meniscus transplant in his left knee. So now he's having another surgery right now. How long is it going to take for him to recover from that? Jeez. And the Detroit Pistons are hiring Trajan Langdon as their new operations president. Yeah, former, I believe he's Duke Blue Devil, Trajan Langdon. All right, I don't know if there's much more I got to talk about today. Let me see what y'all said in the comments. Let's see, T-Mac's here, SGA. That's right, T-Mac. SGA is awesome. We love Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and we're excited to see him play in the Paris Olympics this summer for Team Canada, alongside people like Jamal Murray and RJ Barrett. This is going to be a fun Olympics, and I'll be covering it pretty extensively here on this Raptor Freak channel. We'll go to Canada mode, Team Canada Olympic mode, very soon in July. It's going to be fun. Let's see. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning, Monique. Monique, I wonder why you're up so late, but I hope that you're just doing well and you're okay. Let's see. T-Mac saying Kyrie taking Ant's energy. See, that's probably true. You know, Anthony Edwards has that moxie. He has that swagger. But Kyrie has been in this league a long time, and maybe he knows how to vampire it, and suck the energy away from Anthony Edwards, use it against him. You know, there's a little bit of NBA judo, and it could be that if Anthony Edwards is a little too anxious, a little too aggressive, well, Kyrie knows how to maximize messing that up and using it against him. That's true. There's a lot to learning how to win in the NBA. It's not just score and shoot threes and dunk the ball. There's so much more to it. And it's a lot deeper. And that's part of the reason why right there. So, yeah, good to see you, T-Mac, showing up today. Boston, cakewalk to the finals. Yeah, I hope that's not totally true, because I do want the Pacers to win some games. Now, this is what Rick Carlisle said after losing the first two games. Well, we lost the first two games to New York in New York too, and see what happened in that series. So he's really dependent on the Pacers' home court advantage with the Pacers crowd, and hopefully a little bit better whistle with the refs as far as things to help turn it around a little bit against the Celtics. I don't think it's a slam dunk for them still. I think if they get cocky right now and they think that they're already there, they're going to be really sorely mistaken in some ways. Rick Carlisle is a smart coach, and he's good at adjustments. And, well, it'll hurt if Halliburton's hurt, but in some ways it may help them too, because it may put some more pressure on certain other guys to step up and play at a higher level. I think the home court advantage, the referees, could really help the Pacers in Game 3 to at least win that game. If they don't win Game 3, they're in trouble. They have to win Game 3. I won't say that for the Pacers right there. But, yeah, adjustments will be key by Rick Carlisle for sure. Let's see. MD10 is here. Thanks for the lottery pick to the Spurs. Yeah, no problem. If you're a Spurs fan, I'm your friend. I'm a big Spurs fan myself. I've been watching the Spurs and loving the Spurs since 1988 and David Robinson and all that. And was really happy when the Spurs did a dynasty with Tim Duncan. And so you're not going to find a hater in me. Now, I'm not unhappy about giving you all that trade because I really love Jakob Poeltl. And in this world, you have to pay to get something. And just because a lot of people don't think Jakob Poeltl is sexy, or they think that Jakob Poeltl may not be worth it, I think he's worth it. One single first-round pick, the 8th pick, for a starting center that's bona fide, that's not a project that we can use right away. I'm sorry. There's a really bad takes on this whole deal all over the place. It works out for everybody. It works out for the Spurs while they rebuild around Victor Wembanyama. And it also works out for the Raptors because we got a center that we needed right now. We desperately needed a center for a couple of years. And having Jakob come back, I would do this trade every single day. I don't understand why people are so down on this trade. And honestly, this is the year for us to give the pick to San Antonio. I'd much rather confer the pick to y'all right now with this weak-ass draft than have to give you our pick next year. So it all works out in the end for everybody. And I'm not a hater of the Spurs. I want the Spurs to get better fast. In fact, I was surprised of how bad the Spurs were this year because Victor did not have the same effect that Tim and David did as far as turning around the record. And that was surprising to me because I thought it would be a third time's a charm once again. There would be the biggest increase in wins for the San Antonio Spurs once again. But that didn't happen because the supporting cast was so crap. So crap. All right, let's see what else y'all are saying. Monique is saying, doing just fine. All right, I'm glad you're doing okay, Monique. I just worry. I know that sometimes you're a night owl. Jordan's here again. Are you a fan of soccer, Lex? I've always admired how passionate players are for their club. Meanwhile, the NBA places emphasis on the players. You know, are you talking about fans or are you talking about the way the league is structured? Like, I know that mostly in football around the world, people are fans of clubs. And, like, it's, you know, sure, you could be a fan of Messi, but you're usually like, I'm an Arsenal fan or I'm a Birmingham fan or I'm a Barca fan or something like that. And I have that kind of team fandom for the Raptors. It's like, I'm not a Vince Carter fan singularly. I'm not necessarily a Scotty Barnes fan singularly. I'm a fan of the Raptors, the brand of the Raptors, the team of the Raptors, and come and go, whoever goes and comes, I stay with the team. And but I feel like there's a lot more kind of different fans in the NBA. Some people are just fans of the NBA itself, the league, and just love watching games, and they don't really care about anything otherwise. Just want to watch the league. And some of that is a lot in the international fans, the global fans around the world, like people here. Now, there will be some people that are a fan of players, and LeBron has the most of them. There's like all these people that just follow LeBron, and they don't care what team he plays for, and they have no allegiance to a team. They just love LeBron. So there's all kinds of different fans like that. But I see what you're saying, Jordan. As far as with soccer, there's more likely to be team fans than like individual fans, but there are probably favorite players. People have like, oh, my favorite player is this, but my club is this, and stuff like that. I can respect team fans the most because honestly, it's really easy to root for the best player in the league and just follow them around and try and like hope that they win over and over again. It's always better to stick with your own team. And when your own team does actually win again, boom, you feel so good because you stuck with them. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm saying, who do you think the Spurs should draft with the 4 and 8 pick? I really like Buzelis, man. Like, I think that Buzelis from the G League has a certain special gamer quality. We saw it at the All Star Weekend when they had that Rising Stars Challenge 4-team tournament. The G League team won in the first round, and they weren't supposed to. They were supposed to lose to the other NBA team, but they didn't. And a lot of it was because of Matthias Buzelis. So I like him. If you can get him somewhere in those two picks, that'd be good. Obviously, with the fourth pick, you guys are probably looking at a pretty big guy. If you are not, maybe you're getting somebody like Hastings or Dillingham. I don't know. I don't know. In some ways, I was scouting for the 8th or 6th or 7th pick before the draft lottery, and now I'm not. But I could see there's some good quality talent around the 8th pick. So there, you guys probably have certain needs you need that I'm not totally keyed in on that I should know about because I don't follow the Spurs as closely anymore. But I do hope that you guys find good pieces. I think that it's likely that you guys will get a veteran point guard this summer. I don't know if it'll be Trae Young. I like the idea of Chris Paul coming to San Antonio and playing alongside Wemby for a little bit. I know he's older and stuff like that. That could be very interesting. But yeah, y'all having 2 top 10 picks is going to help. And I don't know, the rest of y'all's cast from last year, who do you keep and who do you get rid of? Some of them are really good. I like Jeremy. I think Jeremy's really awesome. But there's some of those guys are knuckleheads too. And they maybe shouldn't be on the Spurs any longer. It's kind of what I look at it. Yeah. So let's see. I'm saying, me too, bro. I want Matthias. Yeah. Buzelis just has, you know what? He some ways reminds me of something like what Luka did last night. Like he could have that kind of baller. I'm going to take over the game and just hit big shots and take this game. That he has that kind of power. I feel like I can tell. Let's see. Mo's saying, let's hope the TTC doesn't go on strike a bit off topic, but go Raptors for life. Yeah, I don't know what's going on back in Toronto. Just being over here, not watching the news or anything. But if TTC is thinking about going on strike, well, that's no good in the middle of summer. But that is the Canadian way. We're going to go on strike if people aren't happy with the conditions or pay that they got going on. Yeah. Let's see. I'm saying, yeah, I see a Manu in him in a bit. Yeah, he's a taller Manu for sure. Yeah, there's some very interesting qualities to Buzelis. Who else would I say that's kind of good around there? I mean, those French guys are good, and it'd be cool to have one of those French guys with Wemby. Like, I guess if Zachariah or Alex Sarr fall to 4, y'all should take them, one of them, because it'd be kind of good to have French guys collected on your team in some ways. You guys have had French guys on your team with Tony Parker and Boris Diaw in the past, and that actually really worked out for y'all. It seems like France is a pipeline of talent right now. It seems like it, doesn't it? There's like the top picks in the last 2 years have been French guys. And, the Spurs being a favorite franchise of French people doesn't hurt. You can thank Tony Parker and Boris Diaw, and now Victor Wembanyama. I think it's cool that Victor wore Spurs stuff when he's younger, and he definitely was like a Spurs fan before he came to the Spurs. That's really helpful for this, yeah. Let's see. He's saying my dream draft was Sarr and Mattis. So there you go. You could maybe pull that off. That could happen. I don't know if Sarr's sounding like he's number 1 now. Like, I don't know. Atlanta is probably sounding like Sarr is going to be their guy. So anyway, we're doing a little bit of Spurs freak at the end of the stream, but I don't mind. That is my Western team, and I do root for them over all other Western Conference teams. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here because I'm on vacation. I should go be a tourist. I'm going to go see Fat Margaret today. If y'all don't know what Fat Margaret is, Fat Margaret is a big, huge castle tower here at the Old Town. Very, very thick, fortified wall that kept people out of this city for centuries. Long, 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 long time. and it's still in very good shape. So nobody destroyed it. So that means it did a good job. That's usually the good sign of like if a castle wall's done well, if it's still standing and still doing really well. So we're going to go look at the museum there this morning for a bit. And we got to go do some more souvenir shopping and stuff like that, and around the old town in Tallinn, Estonia. That's right. Lex coming back and seeing his family roots and seeing where his family used to live 100 years ago before war. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying, man. Yeah, bless you, bro. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for subscribing. If you're in my chat, I guess you did subscribe. I appreciate everybody. We love to talk basketball every day, primarily focusing on Toronto Raptors subjects, but we will talk NBA, and I am a big Spurs fan. So if you want to come talk Spurs with me anytime, I will talk Spurs, especially because I don't pay as close attention to them as I do the Raptors. And I do like to get kind of like updates on kind of what Spurs Nation's thinking, stuff like that. I knew you guys were going to be very happy with us getting our pick. And if it was going to happen to any team in the league, I'm glad it's y'all, seriously. In some ways, I was like, man, it's going to look really bad if we have the 7th pick and we lose it. It's like if we end up 7th. But I was kind of glad 2 teams jumped into the top 4, Houston and Atlanta, displacing us from 6th all the way to 8th. Because in some ways, if it had been 7th, everybody would say, oh, you lost a 7th pick? Oh, my gosh. At least 8th's one more pick back. Got to give it everything. But, I mean, I always say Pirtle's worth it. And Spurs fans know how good Pirtle is because they had him for a few years. And they enjoy him. Like, block-up is awesome. And in some ways, the Raptors need block-up really bad right now. We really, really need him. And I don't like all the rumblings of people saying the next step is to trade Jakob Pirtle to get more, to go really into the rebuild. That's bullshit. Josh Lewenberg, get over yourself. Saying that we need to trade Jakob Pirtle because, then all these trades and things we've been doing wouldn't make no sense because of this. Like the whole thing was nailing down a starting center for 4 years, which we have done. We have him for 3 more years. And that's a fantastic thing. That's not a bad thing. It's not on anybody's weird schedules. We just need that position locked down. And the only reason why we lost is because Scotty and Jakob both broke their hands at the end of the season. We're not a bad team. We didn't tank on purpose. It was just that we had 2 of our most important defensive players lose the ability to play, and the Raptors had that happen to them for the last half of the season, and we looked really bad. And, I mean, everybody who thinks that we're just a bad team, you're idiots, because you have to see us come back and be fully healthy. And with Jakob Pirtle in the lineup and Scotty Barnes playing, we are very good, very, very good, and people are forgetting that, and they're going to find out next year. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll be back tomorrow sometime around, 9:30 this time or 9:30 over in the Eastern time. And all the best to you. I appreciate you being here today, Em. All right, let's go Raptors. Let's go Spurs. And let's go global basketball. Let's go Raptors.